Roar, growl, snarl, bellow.
Welcome to Paleo Bites, the podcast that's Triceraplops. My name is Matthew Donald, and each week I and a rotating series of guest co-hosts talk about and rate a genus of prehistoric animal, be it dinosaur, mammal, arthropod, and so on. This week I'm joined by the always good to be here and always very dependable, and maybe even his boyfriend if he arrives in time. It's Jaymes Buckman. How are you?
Pretty well. How are you?
I am good. So just to peek behind the curtain, I was saying to you just before we started this, I've had kind of a crazy day. My parents are both very sick, so I've had to take care of them. Had to cancel walking my sister's dog, and then when I was like getting it all taken care of, I did errands for them and I relaxed, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna boot up the PS4 and play the PS3 port of the PS2 get classic Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal. And as I was playing,
good choice.
Yes, it's a very good choice. As I was playing and shooting aliens with my Lombax guns, I got a notification on my phone. It's like, you're recording in 15 minutes. I'm like, oh crap, I haven't prepared anything. So, I knew a creature we're talking about because we already discussed it, but I didn't write any of it down. So, all this stuff I've written down, it is fresh. The paper is still warm from the pen that has been writing on it. I quickly did as much research as I could. I knew about a little bit about it, but I still wanted to make sure I got all the notes down and knew what to say. So, this is just absolute professionalism of through the show as always. This is absolutely fresh out of the box Paleo Bites content we're going to talk about a little creature called Shuvuuia, which is Mongolian for just bird, apparently. I thought it was like a bird spirit. That's why I told you over email, but no, it actually just means bird in Mongolian.
I like your version. I like bird spirit. It's bird spirit in my heart.
Yeah, it's a bird spirit in my heart. Yeah, because Shuvuuia doesn't sound just like bird. It sounds mystical. It's like the Ia adds mysticism to it, so it's a bird spirit. Like, oh, we're paying tribute to the bird spirit Shuvuuia with our Mongolian throat metal, like or whatever they do over there.
It was the patron god of all birds and feathered alien creatures.
Yeah,
I would not be mad at all. I'd be. There are a lot of cool birds, a lot of cool contenders for that bird grown, but Shuvuuia is making a strong case.
Yes. All right. Well, it is. So its type, it is an alvarezsaurid, a bizarre group of siluriosaurian theropod dinosaurs whose most famous member is probably Mononychus, and that's saying something, as hardly anyone knows Mononychus in general, unless they've seen Prehistoric Planet on Apple Plus. And even if you have, that's an easy one to forget. It's a little group of dinosaurs. They thought they went back and forth. Are these true birds or are they just dinosaurs that are very closely related to birds? They finally settled on that latter one, and they're very interesting in that they all have one finger per hand. They have one claw, and that's it. That's why Mononychus means Mononychus. It means one claw. You know how T-Rex has two fingers and most other dinosaurs have three fingers? This just has one.
Yeah, no, I was looking them up, and that was I couldn't find good information. But that was the big thing of what I found. I like the theories of what it was for. Think the animal nests and going all get your one of the claw. That's
yeah, they think it was in Prehistoric Planet. It's depicted as using that claw to pierce termite nests, and then they gave it the speculative feature, because this isn't fossilized, but they gave it the speculative feature of having a big long tongue to after it's poked in the termite nest and sticks its tongue in there to get all the bugs out of there. And I could see that. That's why they might have been using that to poke insect nests. And then
the OG anteater, love it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, they're basically little anteaters. Size, they're pretty little. They're 3.3 feet / 1 meter long at the most, 7.7 pounds or 3.5 kilograms. This makes it among the smallest non-avian dinosaurs known. A lot of alvarezsaurids are quite small. The smallest one is Parvicursor, which is an absolutely puny, 18 inches, if that. These are little bitty dinosaurs.
Guys, we were talking about this. I showed Toby, my boyfriend, who just joined the call. a little picture of them. Yeah, I'm kind of in love with her.
Yeah, yeah, no, the picture, it's pretty cute. Like their big eyes, their little claws, all their feathers. They're so little. They could easily perch on this desk in my room here, and my desk is covered with crap. So like it's covered with garbage because I'm not very tidy. ADHD, man. But so it could easily still be comfortable sitting on this desk because it's so little. Diet carnivore, presumably insectivore, as we discussed. Time Late Cretaceous, 76 to 74 million years ago. Location Mongolia, as we have discussed. Described in 1998. Pop culture appearances. Dinosaur Planet, which is a Discovery Channel documentary back in 2003, is the only one I can find where narrator Christian Slater mispronounces it Shuvuuia. He was probably dreading having to appear in Yui Bowls Alone in the Dark 2 years later. So bad, he was dreading it so badly that he forgot the extra syllable. So that's my theory.
I did not know Christian Slater was that dinosaurs. That's cool.
It's always funny when to see like what big actors they get to like narrate these documentaries. Obviously the Walking With series is narrated by Kenneth Branagh. And there's a one called When Dinosaurs Roamed America that's narrated by John Goodman. And he mispronounces a ton of creatures. Like he
uses his Walter voice.
Yeah. John Goodman is like, he says like Damasticus instead of Desmatosukis for one creature. And I'm trying to think, there's other ones.
When you become a parent, it's kind of your job to mispronounce everything. Like, I've played Xbox for years, but as soon as my son gets into Xbox, I'm saying, "Hey son, how's the Xbox?" Just to piss him off.
Oh my goodness. Hey, was that you, James, by the way? That's a voice sound different. Or was that yours, your boyfriend here?
Yeah, that was Toby, my boyfriend.
Hey, I'm Toby.
Oh, hello. Hi. Okay, so let me just seamlessly insert. Okay, so, all right. Also, surprise guest answering in is, what's your name, good sir? Or whatever pronouns you go by. Toby?
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
You're all good.
All right. Toby and Jaymes Buckman. You don't have to reveal your last name if you don't want. But yeah, so Toby and James are here to talk about Shuvuuia. Have you shown him pictures of Shuvuuia, James?
I showed him the one you sent me, and also this other one that I just found on Google.
There is
the red coat.
Yeah, let's see if I can find a clip for you guys in Dinosaur Planet where it's chased by velociraptors.
It looks like a kiwi, like mixed with an emu, mixed with fried chicken wings.
But that's
man, you're right with little head.
See if I can find it. Hold on, here we go. I'm gonna send you guys something through the wait, there's no participants in the waiting room. Hold on, how do I send messages over here? It's not like wait, not to wait for participants to meeting group chat. Here we go. There we go. All right. There's a little video here of Shuvuuia in the dinosaur documentary where Christian Slater mispronounces it. If you guys want to watch that.
Roll call. My name's Shuvuuia. Yeah, I'm a tiny dinosaur. Yeah. Most actors are known to mispronounce my name. Yeah.
Oh, little guys. Oh wow, this is really. I kind of might want to watch more of this documentary sometime.
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, all of the weird animal hybrid I said still stands.
We recently saw our friend was performing in a sort of like spooky drag show.
Oh yeah.
And the first half they were a little baby chicken. In the second half they were like what Toby said, a fried chicken wing. Like dancing around.
God.
Which is that's kind of what the picture reminds me of a little bit. Their drag costume. Yeah,
the alvarezsaurid. It's a really hard dinosaur name to pronounce. The alvarezsaurids are a very distinct group, and Shuvuuia is probably one of the most well known out of all of them because we've had such good specimens of them. Apparently I lied though. While they had a single digit on the front limb, some that might have been out. They might have had some reduced second and third fingers in addition to the massively enlarged thumb. So they might have had more than one finger, but they have one big finger. These birds are really good at giving the bird, basically. So I know.
Do you have a preference between the one finger theory and the three finger theory?
Personally, I like the three finger theory just because it's cooler to have like two little bitty fingers and one big finger than just having one big finger in general. But it's not up to me. But
I support you. I'm also a big fan of Nightcrawler from the X-Men, and he has the same three finger thing going on.
Yeah.
To do the Vulcan salute, the three fingers.
Yeah, and also that way you
the
can.
three-finger Shuvuuia, but no shade to the one-finger version either.
Yeah, it's fine. It would mean that Mononicus is a misnomer of a name because mono means one and nicus means claw. So, but if it actually has more than one claw, then well, that happens a lot. So based on the eyes of Shuvuuia, we believe it was nocturnal. And so unlike in that clip there where it was in the daytime, we actually believe it was more likely to be active at nighttime. So, which makes sense. Back then, Mongolia was also a desert like it is today. Well, some of it is, anyways. The Gobi Desert kind of area. So, it was contemporary with Velociraptor and Protoceratops, which are two well-known dinosaurs. One of them much more well-known than the other, at least compared to the non-dinosaur folk, the Dino Muggles. But let's see.
Dino swines.
Yes, I know you uncultured paleontological swines. Let's see. So, anyways, like I said, they thought it might have been like but back when that documentary, that one I showed you the clip of Dinosaur Planet when it showed, they weren't sure if it was a bird-like dinosaur or just a full-on bird. But further studies of Shuvuuia show that this group is a unique lineage with that aren't birds, but they have convergent bird-like traits. Do either of you know what convergent evolution is?
Yeah, it's when both two or more separate species have the same idea, basically.
Yeah, it's like when unrelated
and like these cats are like, hey,
yeah. It's when unrelated species evolve the same solution to the same problem, thus kind of look similar. Like dolphins and sharks and ichthyosaurs, like they all look the same. Or like crocodiles and bears both have long jaws because those are good at catching fish. And like, or like flamingos or storks or certain pterodactyls like that, they all look very. They have all the same solution to the same problem, but they're not related. It just works better that way. So.
One of the things that has never left my head is how like nimrobids are believed to look basically like tigers or something now, but they're like not related remotely like that. Like, and maybe there was another species that also did that. The fact that like Mother Nature keeps wanting to like have more cats.
Exactly.
Well, cats are nature's ultimate killing machine.
They are. Cats are the modern day velociraptors for sure because they are smart, they kill for pleasure, and they open doors.
Yeah.
Those are the three qualifications. Yeah.
Also, they're tiny and adorable, so it's very easy for them to manipulate people.
And while they're not expressly social animals like Velociraptor are, they do. I mean, because Velociraptors famously, although actually maybe not really, but famously hunted in packs, and cats are solitary creatures, but we do often get them in packs eventually. So they
live in packs, right? Like lions and stuff.
Well, lions are like the only social cat. Most other ones are solitary. Lions are an exception, not the rule. So, but yeah, no, I've always thought that cats are modern day velociraptors in many ways. So, my ex, she
I
had
always thought cats were like wingless dragons.
That I've heard. Yeah, that is really cool. I subscribe to that. I've heard that.
Fun stuff.
Where dragons are like basically like big like kittens.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dragons are big kittens. They like
dragons are big pigeons.
No, kittens.
Kittens. Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Slightly more sense.
Yeah, like how horses are big dogs and dogs are small horses.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can go up to a horse and pet it and it'll wag its tail and chase a bone. Yeah.
Oh my god! One time I brushed hair out of a horse's face and it was so grateful. It gave me a love bite.
Oh,
I was like, oh my god, I can see.
I love that.
But it kind of hurt. But I was like, it's okay, you can see now.
We went to my oldest friend's wedding a year ago.
Yeah.
And we spent like a third of the time there just like hanging with some horses who happened to be like off to the side.
Wedding
nice.
horses.
Well, next time I get you guys on, there's plenty of prehistoric horses. Horse evolution is very well documented. If you want, we could talk about something like that. They started out the size of cats, actually. Like there's like Propaleotherium and Hyracotherium that were like really, really small, like the size of cats.
So cats are small horses.
Sure.
Yeah, let's pick the dinosaur thing. We pick the subject this time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next time we'll talk about like pro-paleotherium or something. It's a little.
I'll talk about whatever. I'm interested in everything.
I mean, that's true. I mean, that's good. Hey, that's good because this show is about whatever. It's superficially about prehistoric creatures, but we've had some crazy discussions on this show before. So,
Sincerely, I listen to.
Hold on? Have you ever done a show on your mother-in-law?
no, because I've never been married.
I had to drop the prehistoric thing, and I didn't want to say it about James's mom because she's a nice lady.
What were we gonna say, James? Though, by the way,
Girl. Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
You're talking about. I think you were gonna praise my show, and I crave praise.
Yes.
So
yeah, I was okay. I feel that. I listen to a fair amount of podcasts, and like the best ones are the ones where like the episode description will be one thing, but like 90% of the episode will be something almost like entirely unrelated. Tangential conversation is like my love language.
Oh yeah, for sure. But a lot of people love it for Paleo Bites too, but one person absolutely didn't. The one negative review I've gotten for it on Apple Podcasts, I love this review because not a single word of it is wrong. Hold on. Let me read you this negative review of the show I got a couple years ago. The title of the review is "No, just no, stop, please."
No, stop, please.
I love those.
I was excited to find a new dinosaur podcast and was intrigued by the relatively short length of the episodes. Unfortunately, when the first 12 minutes of a 22-minute podcast are devoted to ranting about bus driving in Denver and nothing dinosaur related, we have a serious problem here. When the hosts finally got around to discussing dinosaurs, the information was extremely shallow. The hosts seem more interested in making bottom-of-the-barrel jokes. Sadly, their attempts at humor are cringe-inducing. This was a waste of my time. I love that review because not a single word of it is wrong.
Now I feel way less bad about making shitty jokes.
Oh yeah, no, this podcast is full of shitty jokes.
If that's
Honestly, when you have like, I feel the same way. Sometimes they'll get like that, like that kind of commentary below like one of my YouTube videos or something. And like when you have haters and like even especially ones who are actually willing to go on like a well-constructed diatribe about how much they hate your podcast or your music or whatever, like that's how you know you made it.
Oh yeah, you never know. You've never officially made it until you have haters. Like that's when you know you've hated. When you not just when you have fans, but when you have anti-fans. So
I don't care about my haters, and if you want to fight me, then fight me.
You can bring your pet Shuvuuia to like fight for you. Its little claw can poke and like.
Yeah, I'll get it a little like diamond studded collar and like nice leash. Yeah,
Shuvuuia does kind of sound like a good Pokemon.
It does. Well, so many Pokemon are inspired by prehistoric creatures. It's insane.
I know. I love it.
Yeah, like there is. I forget. There's one that's basically the old Cambrian creature Anomalocaris. I forget which Pokemon it is. Hold on. Pokemon Anomalocaris. I searched up Pokemon animal abuse. Is the first thing that came up.
No.
Okay, so you know the Pokemon Anorith?
Vaguely.
Anorith. Hold on. Copy image. Message everyone. Paste.
Anal wreath.
Anal wreath. I think. I don't know how that's pronounced.
Oh, it's so cute. Little eyes.
All right. Well, let me show you a real prehistoric creature called Anomalocaris.
You can have eyes like that?
Basically.
So,
it's the same
honestly,
thing.
The real one's even cuter. It's the same, just a different coloration. Little like shrimp guy. It's like a shrimp mixed with like a praying mantis.
Oh yeah, it's Anomalocaris means abnormal shrimp. So it's the Earth's. It lived like 500 million years ago, and it was like 3 feet long, and it was the Earth's first super predator of the time. So
wow.
Well, there is still
the top dog, eh?
What is it? The bullet shrimp. Shrimp are always, you don't want to fuck with those guys.
Oh yeah, the pistol shrimp, the one that like that has like the. Yeah, for sure. But I'm trying to think. Let me see if there's any Pokemon inspired by Shuvuuia. I'm sure there is. Pokemon Shuvuuia or alvarezsaurids. Okay, now I'm just seeing Shuvuuia, Pokemon evolution charts. Okay, I'm not seeing anything specifically. I just want to keep this somewhat on topic, even though we already talked about like it not being. Among Us, like Among Us. That's not the same one. No. I'm not fighting a thing. Oh well, I'm sure there's some bird-like Pokemon with a little claw that I'm not thinking. I'm not really super into the Pokemon franchise. I never got into it as a kid, which is weird because I had a Game Boy Advance. Do you think I would? But I just never did. But I like a lot of the designs.
Do you like Fallout?
No, I've never played it, but I know of it. I'm not really a Bethesda guy either. I play city builder games.
Baby Deathclaw is the closest thing I can really think.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, no, I think I know those. Hold on, yeah, let me.
No, I don't. I haven't played any city builders, but I recently learned about SimCity because there was a line in the song I was listening to called reticulating splines.
Oh yeah, that's a running SimCity joke. Yes. So.
Yeah, and I had to look it up, and then I went on a whole rabbit hole dive about SimCity.
Yeah.
This one song.
Oh right. Right now I'm really into this one called Timberborn. It's a beaver city builder.
I have heard about that one.
And it's surprisingly hard. Like these beavers, they die easily. Like you got to take care of them and build their lumber.
You gotta take care of them.
Their lumber punk cities need to be well managed, and the dams need to be built to keep all the water when the dry season hits. But.
The damn dry season, it'll be the wreck of us all.
Beavers seem like one of those animals that like coexisted with dinosaurs.
What? Which one? So Shuvuuia?
Beavers. Beavers seem like contemporaries of Shuvuuia. They have that vibe.
Sure, there was a prehistoric beaver, but it lived far later than this. There was a prehistoric beaver called Castroides that was like the size of a bear. It was enormous.
I want one. I want to hire one of those to like build my house.
For sure. Beavers are like among the best architects. They've been termites.
And Shuvuuia can do the excavations.
Yeah, well, Shuvuuia is good at like getting rid of the termite nests. So like the termites build their nest, then the Shuvuuia eats the termites, and then you just have the nest to yourself.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, there you go. Team effort there.
If you can help with bees, it's my new best friend.
That reminds me of King of the Hill when they used those flies to get rid of the ants. You see, this is what the eco-friendly stuff should be: weaponizing nature against nature.
Exactly. That's the dogfighting is the natural ethical way of doing things.
I'm surprised.
It is in Pokemon.
I'm surprised mongooses aren't more prevalent as pets.
Have you seen how crazy mongooses can get? They're like honey badgers, except not quite that bad, but still but ferrets are pets. They're related to mongooses, so.
Oh, awesome.
Ferrets are adorable, but also I always hear about them getting diarrhea and being constant.
Yeah. Ferrets are
make like ferret diapers.
Oh, I can see that. Ferrets are like one of the creatures I can imagine that it becomes like a mammal snake, where it's like in the future or whatever, when animals keep evolving, ferrets just lose their legs and then they just become
Origin evolution. Yes, circle back.
And they just become mammal snakes because there's already like the having the limbless design. They've done it 3 times in vertebrates. Fish have done it with eels. Amphibians have done it with what's called caecilians, and then reptiles have done it twice with snakes and the legless lizards, which are a thing. But so there needs to be there needs to be a mammal snake. There needs to be a limbless mammal, and I think ferrets are the best.
Well,
there doesn't need to be a limbless mammal. See, the thing is, I grew up in Cuba, and we had this little, like, I don't know, myth, legend of how snakes lost their legs.
Yeah.
One day, a woman put her baby down, like, in his crib to go out and, gather and hunt and whatever, because, it was way back when.
Mm-hmm.
And when she came back, the snake had eaten her baby.
Oh, no.
And back then, snakes had, like, arms and legs, and they were real creepy. And she was so upset that she cursed snakes for the rest of their evolution to, like, not grow arms and legs. And that's why they have to slither on the ground like the dirt bitches they are, apparently.
That's interesting. There's a lot of different cultural myths about like that. It's funny, like, like how in like the Bible, it's like the serpent lost its legs because of God cursing it because of Adam and Eve or whatever nonsense that was. But so I don't know. There's a lot of different myths about how snakes lost their limbs. But fun fact, mosasaurs, like in Jurassic World, the big sea creatures. Those are. They're related to snakes. They're very closely related to snakes.
You just made me realize something. If indeed the serpent in the Bible was punished with limblessness for tempting Adam and Eve, that means that like it wasn't a snake that like slithered down a tree.
No, it had little arms and legs.
Yeah, this little guy, little like crawly guy.
Yeah, that no one ever depicts that because it's hotter to have a snake slithering seductively around two naked people. So, but if you give it limbs, it's not as hot for some reason. So that's the reason, right?
Speaking of like evolving limblessness,
yes.
Every time someone reminds me that like whales used to have legs, I'm a little freaked out.
Wait, what?
Yeah, whales used to have legs. Like if you actually look at a whale skeleton, you can still see little back legs.
That actually sounds adorable. That sounds like the biggest doggy paddle, just little giant whales.
Oh yeah, you should see the evolution of whales. They start out as like dog-like looking things that's just got more and more in the water until finally their front limbs became flippers and their back limbs just slowly disappeared until they just completely atrophied. So
I think I first learned about it. Wasn't that like I think I first learned about it from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I think there was a bit where they talked about how like life began in the ocean. Some of them decided to like go out to the trees, and some decided no, the water was fine actually. And
all life started in the ocean, and then some went on the land, and some went back into the ocean. So yeah, as far as I know, there's never been a creature that has started in the water, gone onto land, went back into the ocean, and then back onto land. I don't think it's gone back and forth that many times, but maybe I'm wrong.
People keep trying to have like land whales.
Like that's completely valid. I feel that. Just like you know what, I am gonna try this. And actually, I fucking hate this. Goodbye.
Maybe that's why you're scared of water. Maybe you're scared you'll do the like whale wolf thing and just become full wet whale.
No, it's because I've died by drowning 3 times.
Okay.
What? Okay, we'll move
Maybe
on.
the reason you survived is because you're like participation.
Exactly. All right. Well, at the end of the show, because I'm looking at the clock and we are nearing when we need to end it because the call is limited for that amount of time. We're gonna rate Shuvuuia 1 out of 65 million. That's what we do, Toby. So that's how this show is. So this time it's gonna be 3 ratings. So I'm gonna rate Shuvuuia. Let's see. I'm gonna rate it like a 40 million because it's cool, but it's a little small for my tastes. But it is cute. What do you guys think?
So I already said it is a strong contender for God of all birds.
Yes.
So
okay.
I think I can't really responsibly go below 63 million.
Okay, so it's at least 63 million. Okay.
Margin of error 500.
Okay.
Okay, wait. What's the scale again?
1 out of 65 million, because that's how many years ago they think dinosaurs died out. Although it was actually 66 million, but we won't have to get into that.
I'm gonna say 67 or 68 because honestly,
that's higher than the rate. That's higher than what was initially there. But okay, cool. It breaks the rating scale.
It looks like it was definitely the basis for a lot of types of birds that we have today. So I can't rate it when it's the ancestor of like a lot of bird species.
It's not the ancestor. Just a heads up, because the show is somewhat educational still. It's It's a cousin. It's a cousin of the ancestors. So.
Well, cousins are important sometimes.
Yeah,
I don't know how to rate a dinosaur.
Okay, well, fair enough.
It's a bird uncle.
It's the bird's
it's the
uncle.
Cool bird cousin.
Yeah,
it's the gay cousin. That's it. It's the gay cousin.
It is the gay cousin.
Original statement stands.
That's why
I'm the gay. I'm also the gay cousin.
You guys would love the dinosaur Kai Wong because it was found to actually have rainbow feathers. It was an ally.
Yeah.
Happy Pride, Kai Wong.
Yes, it is Pride Month. We're recording this.
He knew what was up way back when.
Yes. All right. Well, that's it for this week. If you want to get a hold of the show, you can contact me at paleobitespodcast@gmail.com, at paleobitespodcast on Blue Sky, or paleobitespodcast on Instagram. Where can they find you, James? And I guess Toby as well.
On all social media, Hot Apollo, HOTAPOLLO, as well as all music listening services, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, etc. Talk to me about dinosaurs or music or whatever you want.
Yes, exactly.
If you want to get in contact with me, just talk to James.
You'll relay the messages.
He's just always like, hey, blah, blah.
Yeah, I'm very much blah, blah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. We're all good with the blah, blah. I have a book series on Amazon Megazog available for print and Kindle. I might have mentioned Shuvuuia once as like a background character, but I don't think I did. I'm looking at my list. I don't think I did. But I don't know if I had any alvarezsaurids in my books, but that needs to change. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Get out of here, guys. So long, Shu. No. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thanks for listening. If you want to further support the show, you should subscribe to my Patreon at patreon.com/MatthewDonald, where you can get ad-free episodes and you can get the raw, unedited episodes. So go and check it out at patreon.com/MatthewDonald. Thank you so much for listening and have a good day. Chomp.